Most people think anger is natural. They tell you to vent, to speak your mind, to react. They lie. Anger is submission, a biological trap. Every time you flare up, you hand your nervous system to someone else. You become a puppet to their provocation. But there is a method, a cold, calculated detachment that makes you untouchable. Once you see the mechanism, you'll never be ensnared again. Why do you get angry? You believe someone crossed a line, that they are wrong, and you are right, the truth. Anger is your fragile ego trying to defend a projection of yourself. Insults are not weapons, they're invitations, a test. Step off your throne and fight in the mud, or rise above. Observe Napoleon's court, the minister unmoved, Napoleon furious. Who really had the power in that room? Viktor Frankl survived the worst of humanity, yet found freedom. Between stimulus and response lies a gap. That gap is your power. When insulted, humans snap, reacting with rage. You must stretch that gap. Observe clinically. Like a doctor watching a patient vomit, understand the attack is a symptom, not an assault. Their bad day, their insecurity, their toxicity, irrelevant to your state. Anger is a choice, the delusion of control. You cannot control others' words or actions. The moment you demand reality, bend, you break. Roman statesman Cato refused to acknowledge offense, spat upon, struck. He did not react. His ego was a fortress. By not validating the attacker, he remained sovereign. Your anger is a concession. Stop signing the contract that hands them power over your nervous system. Anger triggers a biological storm. Cortisol surges, heart races, vision narrows. Your body prepares for a fight that doesn't exist. Control your physiology before it controls you. Use the physiological sigh. 2 sharp inhales, 1 long exhale. Slow your heart rate, drop your energy and signal dominance. As they escalate, you decelerate. You become the mountain against the storm while they exhaust themselves in futility. Human interaction is economic. Your attention is currency, your composure capital. Emotional beggars seek reactions. When you react, you pay with your energy. Julius Caesar laughed at his pirate captors, increased his ransom demand, and maintained sovereignty. Do not hand your emotional wealth to manipulators. Treat provocations as bad investments. Refuse to fund the chaos of others. Preserve your neurochemical capital. Attackers aren't attacking you. They're projecting. Their insult is a virus transfer. Your anger completes the upload. The cure, clinical pity, not empathy. Observe the internal chaos they carry. Their rage is a mirror of their misery. As you adopt analytical detachment, anger evaporates. You cannot be infected by someone else's psychological weakness. They lose their leverage. You remain untouchable. When cornered, do not resist. Defense validates them. Instead, amplify reality. Agree with their premise ruthlessly, calmly, and redirect momentum. They expect shame, but you neutralize it. Toxic peers call you arrogant. Agree and assert your standards. Difficult? Yes, but controlled. They have no leverage. You weaponize your own shadow, presenting supposed flaws as impervious, untouchable truth. Their attack dies in mid-air. All methods rely on murdering your ego. Ego is a target painted on your chest. Stop defending it. Strip illusions from human judgment as Marcus Aurelius did. Opinions become irrelevant. An insult is just air hitting your eardrum. Chaos is the hallmark of incompetence. Respect only those who demonstrate mastery. Free yourself. Let fools misunderstand. Your immunity is forged in the iron citadel of your mind. True power is control, not destruction. You think anger is a response? It's not. It's an addiction. Your brain becomes conditioned to the spike, the rush of adrenaline, the illusion of control. Every argument, every outburst reinforces the loop. You begin to crave conflict because it gives you temporary significance. But significance built on chaos is weakness. Break the cycle, and you don't just gain control. You remove the need to react at all. The ultimate dominance is not control, it is absence. When you refuse to react, you erase yourself from their psychological battlefield. You become unreachable. Most people exist in constant emotional exchange, feeding off each other's reactions. When you withdraw completely, you break the system. They cannot fight what does not engage. Your silence becomes heavier than their noise. Most people argue to win, but winning an argument is still losing control. You may dominate the conversation, prove your point, silence your opponent, but you still reacted. You still invested energy into something beneath you. True power is not victory in conflict, it is indifference to it. When you no longer need to win, you become impossible to defeat. When you refuse to react, something unsettling happens. People begin to see themselves. Without your anger to absorb, their behavior reflects back at them. Their aggression becomes obvious. Their insecurity becomes exposed. You become a mirror, and most people cannot tolerate what they see. Your stillness forces them to confront their own chaos. At first, this discipline feels unnatural. You will feel the urge to react, to defend, to prove yourself. But over time, something shifts. The triggers lose their power. The noise fades. You no longer fight for control. You exist in it. What once provoked you becomes invisible, and in that silence you realize something unsettling. You were never being attacked. You were being invited. And now, you simply decline. There is a final layer to this. When you consistently refuse to react, people begin to notice, not consciously at first, but instinctively. Your reputation shifts. You become the one who cannot be provoked, the one who does not break. And this creates something far more powerful than fear. It creates uncertainty. People do not know how to approach you, how to read you, or how to manipulate you. And what cannot be read cannot be controlled.